Okay, so on our last Zoom session, our Zoom session from Tuesday, we started working on this sheet right here where we plug in values. Like for instance, we have f of n is equal to negative 5n cubed plus 13n squared plus 11n minus 26 when n equals 3. And I said all you have to do is sub the 3n for the n, and you came out with the answer for negative 11. And then the same thing for number 2. You take the 4, sub it in for the x, and we came out with the answer 12. Then we also reviewed how to simplify these and find the excluded values. So basically what I did is I factored the m squared plus 7m minus 18 to m plus 9 and m minus 2, and then we factored the m squared plus 17m plus 72 to m plus 9 and m plus 8. Now here, both your m's plus n's canceled, and our answer is going to be simplified down to m minus 2 over m plus 8. But then we had to find the excluded values by taking the factors of the denominator and setting them to equal 0, and then solving for m. So it's negative 9 and negative 8. Did the same thing here. I factored out the GCF of 3x squared in the numerator, and we have x minus 1 in parentheses, and then I factored x squared minus 4x plus 3 to x minus 3x minus 1, where your x minus 1's canceled. So we simplified to 3x squared over x minus 3, and our excluded values would be x minus 3 equals 0, add 3 to both sides, so x equals 3, and x minus 1 equals 0, add 1 to both sides, and x equals 1. Then we also did multiplication. So let's go ahead and take a look at number 6. So when I multiplied this, the first thing I did is I factored the 7 out. That is a 7. I think what happened is, yeah, there it is, 7 with a line through it. And we're left with x plus 6 over 7. So these two 7's canceled. And then x plus 2 over 3x squared. So my answer is going to be x plus 6 times x plus 2 over 3x squared. So you just take what is left, what doesn't factor out, and put them together. Now I did do some division ones, and so basically with division what you do is we have 7 over 15x squared plus 10x squared, and we're going to flip those, and then it would be 15x squared plus 10x squared over 1. What will happen is these two will flip, and your answer is going to be just equal to 7. And so I actually did work that one out right here. You can see with number 7 how I took that and I flipped it. And then I did actually go ahead and factor out the 5x squared, but really there was no need to do that because we know these two will cancel and you're left with 7 over 1, which is 7. Now number 8, this is from the same paper. I just flipped over here because it was getting messy. Number 8, we have 4x plus 20 over x plus 1 divided by 4 over 4x squared. So what I did is I flipped the 4x squared over 4 and multiplied. And then from that point, we factored out the 4. And so divide 4x by 4, we get x, and 20 divided by 4 is 5, and we get 4 times x plus 5 over x plus 1 times, and then the 4x squared over 4, and then what will happen is the 4's will cancel. And then you just say x plus 5 times 4x squared, and then the x plus 1, and that is your answer. Then if you'll go to number 11, we have pretty much a simple one, 7 over 4b times 16 over 36. What will happen is 4 will divide into itself one time, 4 will go into 16 4 times, and then 4 and 16 will reduce down to 2 over 3rd. So I just really did a lot of canceling here. So then we have 7 times 2 is 14, and b times 3 is 3b. So that would be your answer. And then number 12, we have 11 over 28m times 16 m squared over 13. So the m will go into the m squared, m times 2, 4 will go into 8, 2 times 4 will go into 16, 4. 11 times 4 is 44, and then the m. 2 times 13 is 26, and then I reduce that down because 2 will go into 44 22 times, 2 will go into 26 13. So your final answer is 22m over 13. Okay, so now let's go over to number 17. Now, number 17 was a division problem in which we had 7 over x plus 1 divided by x minus 6 over x squared minus 5x minus 6. So I just flipped it to make it x squared minus 5x minus 6 over x minus 6. Then I factored the x squared minus 5x minus 6 to x minus 6, x plus 1. And then the x plus 1s will cross cancel, and then the x minus 6 cancels out, and we're left with just 7 for our answer. And then number 20, we had 7 over 13 x to the 5th times 12 over 2, in which the 12 over 2 becomes just 6, and 7 times 6 is 42, and 13 x to the 5th, and we're done with that one. So in the next video, I'm going to do the next page of addition, but along with this video, I have the answers to the first page 1 through 20, which you were supposed to actually complete 1 through 24 for me. If you want me to work a specific one, please let me know and I will do that for you.